Done in the army pastor, born, amen, you know. You see, man or woman, you see it up the thing. You don't know more about that strength of your life, so that's your side, going out and coming in. Alright, so now, your life more strength and blessing.
Is it when we on TV when
Rastafari, big up the church, you see the tabernacle, the prayer, see it.
Oh, yeah, because he knows.
Watch out,
He's at the back.
never let people that be straight.
Everybody
Go on, do your thing now,
in places of power knows that black people are the originators.
That's why
in Italy, if you go to Italy, if you go to Rome, they pray to the black people, not no white person. If you look at the earliest photos of Jesus,
Genesis read that corner TV
and now they do forgiveness because they've done a lot. You know how much children like they.
Yes, so them also all them bring iron take iron and carry. It's our Cape Coast Castle. Yeah, so the boy them
Alright, for one man.
Yeah, so the boy them enslaved, you know. And them place that the post them put to, you know, before them put it on the ship, you know. You see me? So I ran for born Jesus, you know, SS Jesus, Slavic slave ship, you know. And at them place that the post them put to, you know. You hear that? Couldn't come Ghana and come Cape Coast, you know. That's like Cape Coast Castle, you know. Down there for the blood clot British them post so yeah, so them bring black people, you know. Yeah, so I tell them my people. Yeah, so them bring we, you know. You see me? You know them place, yeah. Them dungeon, yeah, the whole of blood clot black people, and I taken from West Africa, Ghana. Bring to the Western Hemisphere, you hear that? Right. Sight. Bun bubble and I'm not here. Rastafari, bun them nastiness now. Couldn't come Ghana and forward there, say now. You hear that? Post them bring way. Hear that? For the boy, them enslaved.
Yeah, guys here that take the program around, but yeah. Or you like to go around yourself?
Where them there? Who are going to carry?
So we have to pay to come in and then we have to pay again? Why?
I'm taking it.
So we have to pay you again?
On that one, it's not like what to pay them. So which to the place.
So what are you doing? So did you pay for us?
Yeah, I give them money too.
That's the entrance fee. Okay, you're welcome.
I didn't give a no receipt.
You didn't come early. They closed 4:30.
Yeah, man, make know the knowledge of the world, please.
Okay. Let's get you. Okay, the castle was built by the Portuguese 1482 to trade and also to teach the Africans the gospel. But then later.
Which gospel?
But later.
Born Jesus, you hear that? Which gospel they want to teach you now?
Later, they shifted attention.
So I'm a British, a
Portuguese,
Portuguese,
the Dutch, British, and Ghanaians. 4 groups have been here. But initially, they were using the rooms over here on the ground floor as warehouses or storerooms.
Okay.
But later, when the slavery started, the same rooms were then converted into dungeons where Africans were kept.
Yes. So
and 1,000 Africans were kept here in the castle at a time. 400 women were here and 600 men down here in all the rooms on the ground floor.
Yeah, that.
Now, when we had our independence, the British were the last group to be here. So when we had our independence, and then we asked them to leave the castle for us. The castle is 537 years, and this is said to be the largest and oldest castle when we talk of transatlantic slave trade in the world. So quickly, let's see where the women were kept and the situation they went through.
Yes, sir.
Are you filming?
You hear that? Now film. Say now film. It's to this now. Yeah, so they put the daughters as Zion, black woman, queen. All them things they understand, daddy.
Yeah. So these were the dungeons for 400 women. Let's see this one first. You'll come here later. 400 in totality.
See. Rastafari, Selassie.
So this was the largest dungeon. 150 African women were forced to sleep here on the floor without no mats. They were not allowed to go out. So the Europeans, they put empty containers at the corners for them. That was where they were expected to go and ease themselves into. But the same women, some of them were shackled. They were chained. So 5 people could be on a row. Just imagine, if this wants to go there and he doesn't feel like going, that person had to do everything on herself. So they were easing on themselves, vomiting, and then also sleeping in it. And they were women. As we know what women go through almost every month, they were doing everything on themselves without washing them. The hole over there leads to another room called the magazine room. And that was where the Europeans were keeping the ammunitions, the guns and gunpowders. So anytime there was a leakage, it came straight into this room, worsening the women's situation, killed a lot of them. 537 years, the room is still smelling because of what occurred here. We have the flowers or the wreath, we pay tribute to them. We ask your ancestors to rest in peace. This is a reservoir water system made by the Portuguese, the first group. There was nothing like pipe bomb, so this was the water they were using for everything. The source of the water was rainwater. They connected pipes to the various roofs of the castle, so anytime it rained, it collected the rainwater into this one. Okay, now when the Portuguese were coming, they never came here with their women. They ended up abusing the African women over here sexually. But the governor, the boss, anytime he wanted to satisfy his sexual desire, he ordered the junior soldiers to open the doors for the women to group here. Then he looked through from up there. So there you see the governor's balcony. The governor stood there and then made a selection. After the selection, the woman was washed down, fresh water from here, washed her, gave her something to eat, taken through this gate into the governor's bedroom. Let's see the gate.
Lava.
Okay, so this was the seconds the chosen ones were using to go into the governor's bedroom. And after the act, the person had to be brought back into the dungeon to continue the same situation. Now, some of them were resisting rape. Those people were severely punished. There's a cannonball. 8 of them were here, and there was a long chain in all the 8 balls. The person who was also resisting rape was shackled, was chained at the ankle. So the chain at the woman's ankle will be joined to the one in the 8 balls. This weighs 25 kilograms. So just imagine, 8 of them here. There was no way the woman could have even moved from here to this place. So she was made to stand here from morning to evening, no food, no water, until The woman calls in for the sex. She had to be here. Okay, let's see this one. This was another dungeon, and this was the original floor the women were sleeping on. This was the original floor. We added the cement. And these were some of the original iron bars 537 years way back they were using to cover the doors. You see these clothes over here. The clothes were used by some African students somewhere to 2015. They were trying to experience what their ancestors went through. So they came here, the doors were closed. They were not given anything to eat, something little to sustain them. And then these clothes were some of the items they used to cover their private parts. You see the chains? They also use the chains to...
See what them put to show black people. Why is, you know? You know, all the praise blood clot, SS Jesus, slave ship, where that up all them places and carrying at the west. All black people for praise. The God that the white man were enslaved. We all know me can't see through this. Oh, that one I go.
Ras. Your name?
Oh, Ras Charmer.
Ras Charmer.
Ras Charmer.
Charmer.
Since I come Ghana, I'm on the band, so my name Nick Kojo.
Kojo. Born on Monday.
Yeah.
Kwame.
Bless you, Kwame. Bless you. Couldn't come Ghana no forward and see what we has been through, you know?
Keeper. Keeper. Oh. Keeper. Keeper. Why? Okay, so Ras Chairman. Now, a lot of the women over here died.
Yeah.
Some of them were fortunate to survive. Those who survived were chained and directed by the slave masters to pass through this gate into a room called the Room of No Return.
Yeah.
And that was where those people said goodbye to Ghana and Africa in general.
So they put up on the ship?
Yes, from there they carried them into the ship. Now these iron bars were later added by the Ghanaians just to prevent accidents. And there was a staircase the women were using to go down there into the room. Let's see the Room of No Return, the most important place here in the castle.
Why is it not black people? No one are different to it now.
Okay, so here they were doing something called branding. The Portuguese, the Dutch were trying to give identification to Africans, the slaves or the captives. So what they did was to put an iron stamp into a fire. When it becomes very hot, they take it from the fire, your forehead, your chest, or your back, just to give human being trademark. A lot of them died. The shocking, those who survived, went ahead into the Room of No Return.
Hear that, my people, this is how them bring the black woman them before them put them on the ship. Burn SS Jesus to you now.
The room is quite dark. If you have a flashlight in your phones, you are advised to use them. First gate, take a short step down. Second one, bend down very low. Count 5 steps before you take your head up. Short step down. You bend down here, very, very low. 5 steps. 5 steps. 5 steps. 5 steps. The door. So this was where the Africans said goodbye to Ghana and Africa in general. This was the Room of No Return, and that was the Door of No Return.
So from here, so them go on the ship.
The sea was closer.
Yeah.
staircase was here. They used to descend down there. Small boats were brought here to carry the slaves from here into the mouth of the sea. That was where the big ships were docked. So they did the parking there and then off to the New World.
Fire, born dirty Babylon, born Rum, born Portuguese, born British, born all of them slave masters. Boys in a black people and know themselves and want about, you know. You see me? Yes, them say I know return. I say, dark? Alright.